Yo, yo, yo. What's up, friends? Joe Idone here at Tour Picks on X, coming to you from my office on behalf of Team RotoBaller PGA to once again bring you Launching Longshots, a segment that is better than most for the Players' Championship. Riddle me this: has Scotty Scheffler ruined Longshot season? Some may say so. I don't think so. I've got three picks for you, all above 70 to 1 this week to win the 2024 Players Championship at TPC Sawgrass. I am super duper fired up about this event. I'm leaving for Ponte Vedra Beach here shortly in a few hours, but I had to make sure I get this segment in, one of my favorite that I do every week, that's going live on the RotoBaller YouTube page. If you have not subscribed to that page yet, do so right now. Give it a like. Let the people over at RotoBaller know that some of these contributions in the content space, particularly around golf, that in the efforts that I'm making are being seen by your eyeballs. I appreciate you for stopping by. So, um, the sports books, I can't remember. Let's start by this. I can't remember a time where the top favorite in an event with a field of this magnitude, 144 of the best players in the world, and you have one guy who's essentially 6 to 1, and the next player on the odds board is Rory McIlroy. You can get him 18 to 1. That gap between number one and number two is the biggest that I can remember at like what is essentially the fifth major on the schedule in a field like this at an event where the defending champion has never since 1974 finished in the top four the following year. And we're expecting Scotty Scheffler to run away with this thing. Not so fast, I'm going to tell you. And I've got three guys here that may break the trend. Number one, this number has absolutely cratered. I don't know that I've ever seen a line go from 150 to 1, which is where I originally got it when I tweeted this out on Sunday before Players Week. Now you can still get it around 65 or 70 to 1. I still think there's some value here. Let's talk a little bit about the reigning most recent major champion in the field this week, and that's Brian Harman. And the reason I want to focus on Brian Harman is what had been a start to the year, particularly at Phoenix and at Genesis, that you will see here, where the approach play was off. He fixed something. And, you see someone like Scotty last week have the massive jump in putting. You don't see massive jumps in terms of an 8-stroke swing on approach play that's purely random. He figured something out. I love the fact that it was a golf course that I don't think is particularly well suited for his best skill sets. This place is. Brian Harman, since 2019, when this tournament moved back to March on the schedule and has played completely different every year since, he's finished in the top 8 twice. Now, that was in 2019 and 2021. I think that he's coming back into form. I love the fact that we know Brian Harman is a great putter. He lost 2 strokes putting last week. I expect that to balance back out. Let's look at how he's done historically in the players with the putter. Okay, last season gained 1.8, gained 7.2 in 2021, 4.6 strokes putting in 2019. Brian Harman understands this course. Brian Harman understands these type of greens, and Brian Harman has figured something out with his iron play. I really like him this week. Long shot number one, 65, 70 to 1s still available out there at DraftKings and Bet Online. I believe the 70 is at. Pencil in Harman. I got the 150. Still take the 70. Good value this week, Brian Harman. Okay, number two. Let's look at Benny Ann, guys. This was a sneaky one that I wasn't sure I was going to be on. I had some friends on him early in the week, but you just simply cannot ignore the consistency that revolves around the approach play of Ben Ann. The other thing is, you see all the green there on the approach numbers. The somewhat weird correlation between the Century and Wildlife, between Hawaii and TPC Sawgrass. I don't know where it comes from, but you look at the crossover success of winners. whether that be a Scotty Scheffler, whether that be a Cameron Smith, whether that be Justin Thomas, whether that be Rory McIlroy. But you look consistently year over year, whether it be Brian Harmon, the guys who have had success at both places. Ben On should have won Wiley. He was right there at Century with the T4. And since switching to that broomstick putter, you still see some volatility there. But overall, the approach play has been much better. Here's the thing about this course, right? Can it really kill you that badly to be a bad putter here? I'm going to point to the fact that Rory won and he's an up and down putter. Justin Thomas won. Scotty Scheffler won. These guys, because where the real difficulty and where the volatility lies at TPC Sawgrass is getting to the green. Ben An, I have confidence in, is going to be off the tee relatively close to the fairway. And I think that with his confidence, with his iron play, he can be aggressive to some of these pin locations. And what Pete Dye does at this course, like he does at all of his courses, but this is his masterpiece. This is his baby, right? It sort of tricks you into thinking there is very little room there and maybe I should play conservatively to a bailout spot when really you have more room available. And those type of tasks are easier to tackle when you're in really good form with your irons, when you're in confidence. If you have question marks, this ain't the place to show up. There's water in play on all 18 holes. Ben Ann's 80-1 this week. I like Ben Ann. Finally, now, this number when it opened was 175-1. You could still find 125s out there, but who's having a better 6 months in terms of taking that next step in his career than Eric Van Rooyen? Almost won the Cognizant Classic 2 weeks ago. Top 10 in Mexico, won in the fall swing at the Worldwide Technology, finished top 25 with a great final round last week at the Arnold Palmer. He's playing awesome in Florida, not to mention him and his partner won the they won the net portion of the Seminole Pro-Am in Florida. So your boy is having an absolute swing right now, and you see the approach play numbers there would indicate that he's very comfortable with his irons. 4 straight events gaining strokes on approach, 5 of the last 7, and that's really where you have to make a ton of strides here. Do I expect him to gain 15 strokes putting? Absolutely not. So then I wonder, how's his course history at the Players? Well, he didn't play last year, but when you go back to 2022, 11.3 strokes with his irons on approach that week. He ended up losing almost 4 strokes putting, still finished T13. And this is a different player in 2024 than he was back then 2 years ago. Eric Van Rooyen is 100-1 and above. I like that bet. Harmon and Van Rooyen. These are the long shots that you need to have on your card this week. Make sure to subscribe to that RotoBaller PGA channel and all the great content that we have for you delivering this week. I'll be on site. If you're going to be there, please reach out to me. Would love to meet and shake hands and maybe cheers as many of you as humanly possible. I hope you all have a great week. Thank you for checking out Launching Long Shots. Talk to y'all soon. See ya.